'Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again, try again.
Good morning. How is everybody today? It's a beautiful Saturday in Los Angeles. Getting a little bit of feedback. Let me pull that back. Sorry. Can you hear me? Yeah, a little better, maybe. Anyway, it's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. A little nippy still, though. I'm ready for some springtime weather where it's at least 70 degrees. Right now, I think it's about 58 degrees. Well, today, if you'll notice, I'm not dressed in my ancient Raiders of the Lost Ark look. A little more modern. So we're still in Rome, but we're going to kind of get closer to modern day Rome. So what we're going to do today is tour or visit the Trevi Fountain, Trevi fountain, and it's an 18th century fountain in the Trevi district of Rome, Italy. So it was constructed in 1732. So that's just a mere 262 years ago. So let me go ahead and pull a picture up there for you. So there it is. So yeah, so it's a very ornate, beautiful building in, like I said, in the Trevi district of Rome, Italy. If you're looking for a map, let's see, let me turn this off. So if you'll notice in the bottom right there is the Colosseum, and then you go northwest, you're in the Roman Forum. Now remember, this is walkable. You can walk it very easily. And if you continue to walk it, you can, northwest, you'll see Trevi Fountain right there. So all of this stuff is real close together. So last week we did the Pantheon, and that was really pretty. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me clap that off. You remember this was the inside of the Pantheon dome of Italy, and we saw a view of that. That was a very beautiful building, and it's actually in service today. So yeah, but we're gonna hide that. Whoops. Here's a panorama view of the Trevi Fountain. You can see how beautiful it is. They got like a nice walkway with some steps there that you can sit and look up there. And there's some beautiful buildings to the left of that. So it's just an awesome sight to behold. Again, it's 262 years old. Yeah, so I personally, if you set me up where I had a little food and some coffee and things like that at one of those buildings behind there, I think I would just sit there all day and look at it, behold it. So, but it's really pretty. I got a nighttime view of that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, let me pull there. And this is a nighttime view of it. So again, very beautiful. So I could just sit there and look at that all day. So no problem there. So let's before we do a reading like our normal reading, let's go to the video. Now, this video captures a number of things. So, if you remember, we've been visiting the Roman Forum. We had about a 20 video series on that. And then we moved out to the Colosseum, to the Pompeii Forum area of Vesuvius volcano there in the destruction of Pompeii. Then we did the Pantheon, and now we're doing Trevi Fountain backup. So, yeah, so this kind of shows a little bit of all of it, but you'll see the fountain in this video. So let's go ahead and I'll catch you on the other side. All righty. That is a very beautiful area. And if you've never been to Rome, Italy, it's one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and also culturally significant. Has great food, great culture. Um, Scenery is just extraordinary, ancient as well as modern, and stuff. So I just highly recommend it to visit Rome as well as the other Venice, Tuscany, and quite a few other places, North Trenton, Italy. So, yeah, so definitely put that on your bucket list to go visit that country. Yeah. If I had the ability, I'd go live there for a while, at least maybe half a year or so, but not really able to do that, being that I'm working. So, yeah, let me go ahead and hide this, put that. So, let me, I'll just go make this, let me put this one on instead so you can see me at least. There we go. And I'll hide that one. Yeah. My goodness. I'm not an expert on running a podcast. Some you might say I'm not an expert on doing a podcast, period. But but I'm learning. I'm studying. It's a work in progress always, but I'm really enjoying it. Uh, if you've never ever done a podcast, strongly recommend it. Sometimes you might be a little shy. This will certainly subdue that shyness and bring you out into open, and you'll get in contact with people from all over the globe, all over the world. If you have viewership, which I do on this channel, so I have people all over the world, every country just about. When my last count, I think it was 128 countries that we have viewers on this channel, and I'm just blown away about that. So yeah, thank you so much, fans and people that view this podcast. I really appreciate it. So, as I get said, this is the Trevi Fountain. It was designed by Nicola Salvi. It was constructed in 1732, 17 through 1762, so that was about 30 years. It's 262 years old. Its height is 26.3 meters or 86 feet. Its length 49 meters, 161 feet. And its surface is made of travertine stone, very similar to what was done in ancient Rome. And the location, obviously, is Rome, Italy. So, and it's a water fountain, believe it or not. Now, honestly, I'm not very sure what's inside. But it may be in this reading to know what's inside the building. So, if you're familiar with the podcast, I typically read from Wikipedia. It seems to be pretty accurate. So, and it's pretty much has all the information that you would want for a podcast. So that's why I use that. So I'm reading that for the Trevi Fountain on Wikipedia. So the Trevi Fountain, again, is an 18th century fountain in the Trevi district in Rome, Italy, designed by the Italian architect Nicola Salvi and completed by Giuseppe Panini in 1762. Several others, standing again about 86 feet high and 161 feet wide. It is the largest Baroque fountain in the city of Rome and one of the most famous fountains in the world. History before 1629. So the fountain at the junction of three roads marks the terminal point of the revived one of the aqueducts that supplied water to ancient Rome. In 19 BC, supposedly with the help of a virgin, Roman technicians located a source of pure water some 13 kilometers or 8.1 miles from the city. This scene is presented on the present fountain's facade or facade there, so that story. However, the eventual indirect route of the aqueduct made its length some 22 kilometers or 14 miles. This aqua virgo led the water into the baths of Agrippa. It served Rome for more than 400 years prior to that. The name of the fountain derives from the Latin word trivium, or intersection of three streets, roads. The statue is located right in the center of Vivi di Crucia, Via Pali, and Via delle Mirati. Okay. Roman aqueducts. During the 6th century, the aqueducts were not well maintained, and the 14 functioning ones were damaged during the invasions of the Ostrogoths. The Virgin Water Aqueduct carries the water to the Trevi Fountain after having collected it 10 kilometers from the Italian capital. The aqueduct is still in use today, despite some interventions during which the fountain remained empty. Calcium-free water is thought to be one of the causes. All right, commission and construction and design. In 1629, Pope Urban VIII, finding the earlier fountain insufficiently dramatic, asked the Gian Lorenzo Bernini to sketch possible renovations for the fountain. But the project was abandoned when the Pope died. Again, Pope Urban VIII. Though Bernini's project was never constructed, there are many Bernini touches in the fountain as it exists today. An earlier influential model by Pietro da Cortona, preserved in the Albertina, Vienna, also exists, as the various earlier 18th century sketches, most unsigned as well. That's a painting, by the way, as well as a project attributed to Nicola Michetti, one attributed to Ferdinando Fuga, and a French design by Edmé Bucaradin. Competitions had become popular during the Baroque era to design buildings and fountains, as well as the Spanish Steps. In 1730, Pope Clement XII organized a contest in which Niccolò Salvi initially lost to Alessandro Galilei, but due to the outcry in Rome over a Florentine having won, Salvi was awarded the commission anyway. Work began in 1732. Salvi died, unfortunately, in 1751. Remember, this was a 30-year project. So his work was only half finished, but he had made sure a barber's unsightly sign would not spoil the ensemble, hiding it behind a sculpted vase called by Romans the Asso di Capi, the Ace of Cups, because of its resemblance to a tarot card. 4 different sculptors were hired to complete the fountain's decorations. Pietro Brasi, whose statue of Oceanus sits in the central niche, in the center of that fountain, with the arch there, seeing right in the center, sits in the center niche. Filippo della Valle, Giovanni Grossi, and Andrea Briganti, Giuseppe Panini, 1718 to 1805, son of Giovanni Paolo Panini, was hired as architect. The Trevi Fountain was finished again in 1762 by Panini, who substituted the present allegories for planned sculptures of Agrippa and Trivia, the Roman Virgin. It was officially opened and inaugurated on the 22nd of May by Pope Clement XIII. The majority of the piece is made from travertine stone quarried near Tivoli, about 35 kilometers or 22 miles east of Rome. All right, restoration. I'm not going to read all of that. I'll leave that to you guys to go read if you have interest. But I will finish up with the restoration. The fountain was refurbished once in 1988. So we're in modern times since I'm wearing a modern garb. So the fountain again was refurbished in 1988 to remove discoloration caused by smog. I wonder why, from cars. And again, in 1998, the stonework was scrubbed and all the cracks and areas of deterioration were then repaired by skilled artisans. And the fountain was equipped with recirculating pumps. In January 2013, it was announced that the Italian fashion company Fendi would sponsor a 20-month, €2.2 million restoration of the fountain. It was to be the most thorough restoration in the fountain's history. Restoration work by Fendi began in June 2014 and was completed in November 2015, about a little over a year. The fountain was reopened with an official ceremony on the evening of the 3rd of November 2015. McDonald's coffee. Yay. I am not happy about the $20 per hour fee. It's really causing a lot of restaurants to lay off people and cut their menu and offerings, the menu offerings, and probably going to begin bringing in automation, robotic systems. Sad. The restoration included the installation of more than 100 LED lights so that you can see it at nighttime with the illumination of the fountain. That was a good thing. I will read this part. In 2023, there was a protest. On May 21st, 2023, activists of the climate group Ultima Generazione, or the Last Generation climate protest group, vandalized the fountain by dyeing the water with charcoal, made it black. Rome Mayor Roberto Galtri criticized the attacks on World Heritage sites as the fountain recirculates the water. Cleaning of the fountain would need the 300 liters of polluted water to be emptied and replaced, which resulted in significant cost. Ryan Maui, M-A-U-E, the former chief scientist for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, stated the attack was done by climate anarchists. All right, well, that's all the reading that I'll do today. So I can go ahead and close that. So let me go back to see if I can get there. So today that's the Trevi fountain on the right side there. See how beautiful that is and how clear that water is? Wow. I mean, that is amazing. And I mean, just to have all those old buildings, ancient architecture just right there. And I'm sure that they got a lot of ice cream shops and fashion clothing shops and food restaurants. It's got to be just an amazing place to hang out. Yeah, so again, let me go ahead and re-show the video. We always show the video as reinforcement. Again, it shows a collage of the Colosseum, outside, inside, the Roman Forum, the Pantheon, It doesn't show Pompeii, but then it finishes up here at Trevi Fountain. So I'll catch you on the other side. All righty. So let me turn this off so you can see me. All right. Well, catch me at 10 o'clock on the Table Talk with Bob Colbert. I'm your host, Bob Colbert. Maybe one day when it's making some money, we might get a little bit better host, or maybe you still like me. Uh, but on the Table Talk, we're going to do a little something different. So today, normally it's about culture and society and entertainment, maybe a little politics. I tried to avoid that because you can never win. There's always like 50-50 side. You either get praised or tortured. So I want to stay away from that. But I have been having some questions asked of me about YouTube as the social platform of which this podcast rests on. It's also on Spotify. I need to update. I'm a little behind on updating that. Takes a while to get a little well known because there's so many podcasts on there, and I'm just a very small podcast with a few visitors. But maybe one day it might grow into a Joe Rogan. Maybe not. You can wish. But anywho, I do get an occasional question here and there about my experience on the YouTube platform. I'm also on Instagram. So I thought I would talk about that and the YouTube algorithm and how that kind of works if you can understand it. It's not that hard to understand. And I could give you a little bit of experience that I've had. I've been on the platform for quite a while. Honestly, about 7 years, I guess. And then I went full force 2 or 3 years ago. Originally, it was just kind of more of an educational thing, a little bit of learning and stuff like that. But as you can tell from my hair, I'm nearing that retirement age. And so I had to think about, okay, what do I want to do once I stop working? So, uh, generally when you quit working, your income drops dramatically, and that means you've got to have funds to maybe replace your work. Well, I don't have expectations that the YouTube platform will generate enough income to replace my work. But you never know. I mean, it just depends on how successful you are. There's a lot of people who make a lot of money. I'm making currently zero because it's not monetized yet. So, but my goal is to have 50 channels, each monetized, and I'm hoping that that would bring enough income to at least displace some of the income. That's a hope. So I've had now 2, 3, 4 years of pretty intense video development on YouTube. So I've learned video editing, what is it makes a good video, the title, all of those things that the YouTube algorithm kind of looks for. So, yeah, the important thing is when you're doing the videos just to be consistent. You need to find out that schedule for your particular audience that you want to capture. In my case, it's global, so there's no way I can ideally post videos for every single country and time zone. So I have to kind of pick what's convenient for me and just hope that it gets picked up. All right. Well, again, that is 10 o'clock. I'll go into more detail on that if you have interest. So the title will be Understanding the YouTube Algorithm and Social Media and the YouTube platform. And it would apply for any social media platform, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. So, yeah. So come back at 10 o'clock on the Table Talk, and wherever you are on planet Earth, I hope you have a great Saturday or whatever day it is, wherever you're at. It could be Sunday. Yeah, so y'all have a good day. We'll see you later, my friends. Take care.
What you do, you into me, but I can't let it go so easily. Until I see what it could be eternity or just a week. We know our chemistry is off the chain.